Hey guys, right here I have a 2012 Proton Prevé CFE. And today I'm gonna make a startup and full vehicle tour video of it, show you the features, inside and out. So here's the key fob. Let's go ahead and start it up first. To start the car, insert the key fob into the slot right here, put your foot on the brake and press the start button. This car has 482 kilometers. It does have a leather steering wheel with sport grips on the side. This car comes with a continuously variable transmission, otherwise known as CVT. Essentially what it is that it's an automatic transmission with an infinite number of gear ratios that allows you to maximize fuel efficiency while driving as well as have a smoother drive. You also have sport mode, as well as Tiptronic manual shifting via the plus and minus down here, or the paddle shifters on the steering wheel. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn on the hazards, lights, front and rear fog lights. There are automatic lights and wipers on this car. Take a look at the engine. And this car has an automatic driver's side window. The mirrors automatically fold in as you lock the car, but you have to manually press the button to fold it out. Indicators on the side mirrors. "16-inch alloy rims with GT radial tires. Halogen projector headlights with LED parking lights. Front fog lights. The LEDs aren't actually flashing around like that, it's just a problem with the camera. The Prevé is Proton's first all-new model to sport its new signature look. The Prevé in premium trim comes with Proton's CamPro CFE engine. CFE stands for Charged Fuel Efficiency and is actually a light pressure turbocharged intercooled version of Proton's tried and tested 1.6 litre CamPro engine that the Prevé executive uses. Like I said, this car comes with a 1.6 litre dual overhead cam 16 valve turbocharged inline 4. The engine produces 138 horsepower at 5000 RPM and 205 Nm of torque from 2000 to 4000 RPM. The car has a top speed of 190 km an hour with a 0 to 100 km an hour time of 9.6 seconds. The car has a fuel tank of 50 liters and a combined fuel consumption of 6.6 liters per 100 kilometers at 90 kilometers an hour. The car is front-wheel drive.
That's your rear fog light. You do have a small lip spoiler on this car. Rear parking sensors. Speaker, storage area, door grip, window lock, your window controls, mirror controls, storage area, pull this lever to release your fuel cap and pull this to release your boot. Driver's seat in this car is manual. This is for your seat back, this is for your seat height, and this is for your seat position. Alright, so let's go ahead and see how she revs. Car has a rev limiter around 3500 RPM. Right here you have your aircon controls, automatic mode, fan speed, your temperature control, recirculation, your different modes. Front defrost is right here, rear defrost is right here, right beneath your traction control, with your central locking button right here. And right here, you have your touchscreen head unit. tune between your radio stations.
Live FM's More Music Workday with Tina Charles and I Love to Love. Rex here with Iki Meat Company this week for the More Music Workday, and I love the music video for this Duran Duran song. It more or less, well, takes after a certain James Bond movie. Try to look it up. Duran Duran Rio on Live FM, famous for the 80s.
Your sound system setup, such as your bass, treble, balance and fader. You have your speed volume, auxiliary level. You have FM1, FM2, AM. You have USB and auxiliary. Your navigation. Destination input. Back to your home. Your navigation options. Previous destinations. And in your enter destination menu, you can enter your address through your address book, points of interest, destination from your map, and intersection. Your brightness setting by pressing this button. And right up here, you have your CD player. Right down here, you have your 6 customizable stations. And the CD player, it is MP3 compatible. Like I showed you, it does have power folding mirrors. Just press this button. Got your steering wheel, audio controls right here, your different modes, your to change between your different tracks or radio stations, volume, mute. Right down here you have your cruise control, your wiper controls, light and indicator controls. This car does have 4 airbags for your driver, front passenger, and 2 side airbags. Right down here you have a storage area, power outlet, your USB and auxiliary ports, cup holders, ashtray, central storage, armrest, you have a multi-information display. Up top you have your petrol gauge as well as your temperature, and down below, to switch between your different menus, just press this button at the end of the wiper stalk. Your average speed and fuel consumption, instant fuel consumption, range, elapsed time, instrument cluster brightness, trip A, trip B, trip C, and back to your average speed and fuel consumption. Alright, so I guess that's it for the startup. We can turn it off right now. And continue with the rest of the tour. Storage bins. You do have child seat anchor points on the rear seats themselves. Rear armrest, cup holder. Storage area right there. Power outlet. Storage pockets on the front seat backs. Hook. You have your spare tire right down there. Pretty nice amount of boot space, I must say.
The boot space is 508 liters with the rear seats up.
You can also fold down the rear seats to increase the boot space. You do have adjustable headrests, front and rear. Seats do fold. First, you got to move the seat base forward. Push this button down to fold the seat base down. To fold it flat completely, you need to first remove the headrest. Storage bin, window control, passenger side seat is manual. This is for your seat back and this is for your seat position. You have a hook right there. quite a nicely sized glove box as well. Switch to turn off your passenger airbag. Alright, so let's start it up with the door closed.
There are 3 variants in the Prevé lineup, and the range starts with the 1.6 Executive Manual. One step up, we have the 1.6 Executive CVT, while the top of the range model is the 1.6 Premium CVT that we have right here. Like I mentioned earlier on, both executive variants get a 1.6 litre Campro IAFM Plus dual overhead cam 16 valve naturally aspirated inline 4. This engine produces 107 horsepower at 5750 RPM and 150 Newton meters of torque at 4000 RPM. The manual variant has a top speed of 180 km an hour, a 0 to 100 km an hour time of 12 seconds, and with the 50 litre fuel tank, an average fuel consumption of 6.2 liters per 100 km at 90 km an hour. The CVT variant has a top speed of 170 km an hour, a 0 to 100 time of 12.5 seconds, and an average fuel consumption of 5.8 liters per 100 km, again at 90 km an hour. Now a little information into the different gearboxes used in the Prevé. The 1.6 Executive Manual gets a 5-speed manual gearbox, while the 1.6 Executive CVT and the 1.6 Premium CVT, they both get different variants of the Punch CVT gearbox. The naturally aspirated 1.6 Executive gets a 6-speed Punch VT2 gearbox, while a 7-speed Punch VT3 gearbox resides in the drivetrain of the turbocharged 1.6 Premium variant. I noticed a few positive as well as negative points while I was given the opportunity to test drive the Prevé the other day. Let me start by saying that the engine, due to its turbocharged nature, can never feel short of power. The power will be there, whether you need it for overtaking, picking up speed, or simply just for cruising. Another plus point for the Prevé is its handling. It doesn't feel too bad, it feels quite planted while you're going through corners and while you're traveling at high speeds. However, the good handling of this car may actually take its toll on the suspension as well as ride quality. I found these two aspects of the car not really to my liking. It doesn't really soak up the bumps quite nicely and the ride is also too hard. Nevertheless, everyone will have their own opinions on this matter. Some may actually prefer this kind of setup, but some will prefer a more comfortable and softer setup. Lastly, I think that the pairing of a CVT gearbox with the Campro CFE engine will not really extract the maximum potential that the engine has. A much better pairing would be with a dual clutch automatic transmission or a conventional automatic or manual transmission.
Alright, so that's it for the startup and full vehicle tour video of this 2012 Proton Prevé CFE. Thanks for watching and goodbye.